Hello, welcome
Hi.
to the Royal Bee Yarn Company,
Hi.
episode 18. And this is my wife, Kelly Corton.
Hi. This is my husband, Tony.
We own the Royal Bee Yarn Company, which is a brick and mortar shop in Pacifica, California. And we also have our own yarn brand.
You really are getting very slick at this. You really,
Not
really are.
You may have noticed that I've shaved my
we're going
beard.
straight in.
Well, people are probably looking and saying, why is that baby wearing a beard? It's me, but I shaved my beard so it fits under my mask properly.
Yeah, you just got bored with the whole
I look like I'm in my
beard
30s.
coming out of...
I look young.
I know, I look like your mother.
Shut up.
That's the reason why I like you with the longer beard.
Well, it had to come off. I was putting my
I
mask
know,
on and it was all
a-
coming out at the bottom. It just looked
Yeah.
just rotten. So.
I feel like the shorter beard is much more hygienic during these times, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it'll be more comfortable for you. So that's, it's like your summer beard.
It's my summer beard.
Yeah, I feel like that's quite appropriate.
Anyway, I missed a bit there. Anyway,
Oh, that's all right.
talk about our yarn.
And now you look, to me anyway, I feel like you look 10 years younger, and I look like your mom.
Do I feel like I have so much energy and vim? And I feel like it's the 90s again. Can't wait to see the new episode of Friends.
Oh, and I get to see your little cherub face, which I love.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's that bonus as well.
Talk about the new yarn, Cal.
No, I want to hear what's going on in your life.
Well, I said we own our yarn brand, and usually that's when you
Oh,
hold up the yarn.
yeah. Mr.
No
Professional.
label-less.
No, because I actually got my second batch of my woolen spun yarn in. So I'm super, super excited. I'm still waiting on my worsted spun yarn. Every single week I say, oh, it's a couple of weeks away. Now I actually need them to wait a little bit because I gotta make sure I can pay for it. So it's being spun. The worsted spun is actually the DK has been spun, and they're on to my fingering weight now. So yeah, I do the squitch. But I got a new tool, which is called the Skein Twister, and I did a little video on Instagram. I know, it smells so good, doesn't it?
Yeah, I was just thinking it makes a good beard.
Oh yeah, you could have a big purple beard. And I'm excited because I have the purple back in stock in the DK weight, which is perfect for the Empower bandana. So I'll be putting these up online pretty quickly.
You were going to say about your new tool?
Oh yeah, the Skein Twister. And so now I'm making much better hanks.
Yeah, they're nicer, tighter hank. That's a tight hank.
Why, thank you. The tool is making my hanks look much more professional. Not that I think anybody particularly cared, but it was time. It was time. It's like a coming of age in terms of being a indie yarn dyer. It's time. So I guess I don't even think I'm classed as an indie dyer because I get this custom milled for me. And I'm buying the bales and then it's all hand dyed. So I don't know. I don't know what I am. Doesn't matter. But I have the professional tools now to make really pretty hanks. And this is called Memories of Purple Couch at Eureka Square. If you're interested in buying it online, by the time you see this, it'll all be up online. And if I'm lucky, there won't be much left of it. And then this is Stormy Waves. I feel very, very like I shouldn't be doing this.
No, you're doing. I've already done it. So.
Really? Okay. Stormy Waves at Rockaway Beach. So, yeah.
Stormy. Yeah.
And so this is back in stock now too. It turned out this was like my most popular color, which really surprised me because I love it. Don't get me wrong. I've made a Wave of Change jacket just for myself out of this. But I was trying to get black, and black is kind of quite hard to do if you don't want to use certain ingredients and keep things really natural. Well, I mean, you can use natural ingredients, but there are some, I don't know, like ground up bugs and stuff like that. Anyway, I came up with this color in that process. So it's not green, it's not black, it's not blue,
Apparently, black was a sign that you were wealthy.
Because it was really hard to do.
make black, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Anyway.
Well, I'm wearing black today, but I am not wealthy. I am rich in yarn.
And I'm rich in
education.
Yes.
Speaking of education.
Good. That's good.
That was slick, wasn't it?
Yeah. Nobody noticed the join. Yeah, I'm also a teacher here in Pacifica, and I just finished teaching kindergarten for 4 weeks, and the teacher that is taken over has taken over. So that was a sad day, but also a relief that my useless kindergarten teaching methods were not corrupting the children of today. No, we had a good time.
Yeah. So now you're back to your normal
assistant principal stuff, which I'm not assistant principal.
Teacher on special assignment.
Yeah.
Because he's not credentialed yet. He's in the process of getting his credentials.
Not qualified.
I mean, he's a qualified teacher. He's a credentialed teacher.
Yeah.
He's been teaching for 20 some odd years. But
that was my 22nd class, really, you
class.
could say.
Wow. But he wants to be a principal. He's getting his admin credential, which I'm very proud of.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very excited. And
yeah,
I know.
Yeah,
and you're lucky because you're getting this opportunity with the school district to kind of, try on those big boy pants
and they are big pants.
Under
the air is really bad today. We if you do come to the shop, well, we're filming this. It's bad today.
Hopefully it'll be
by the time this goes out. I just ruined the magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're filming this with the doors shut, and it's kind of smoky.
Yeah, I've had to keep the doors shut in the shop for the last couple of days because of the hazardous air quality, and it is unhealthy.
But it's only hazardous air for us. For other people are losing their homes, and firefighters are working around the clock. Oh my goodness!
I know. Thank you, firefighters and essential workers and
we're thinking
emergency personnel.
Some of our friends who have property and live up there. Anyway, what was your maiden name, Cal?
My maiden name was Black.
Kelly Black?
Yeah.
I wonder if there's a Kelly White.
Wow.
Is that really good?
There is a Kelly White. There is a Kelly White. And I mean, the funny,
I think we should maybe talk to Kelly White, because I think she might have something to do with the yarn.
Okay.
And that's our interview for today. We're talking to Kelly White from Kelly White Designs.
She is a Bay Area designer. She lives in San Francisco. She is a friend of mine. She is wonderful. Her designs are lovely. And she's a really great person.
Well,
so,
I'm sure you wanted me to.
Let's
say hi.
Hi, Kelly.
Hi, Kelly and Tony.
Hello.
Good. How are you guys?
Good. So everybody, this is Kelly White, and she is a designer here in the Bay Area. So we're very excited to interview Kelly. Kelly, full disclosure, is a good friend. She is one of the first designers that I met when I started the shop, I think. And Kelly's a surfer as well.
Oh.
I'm learning. So yes, every time I go out, I become more and more of one. So yeah, it's great.
I tried it 3 or 4 times. I couldn't do it on my own. And I didn't have any surfer friends to hang out with at the time. So
that's the thing. You kind of have to, I feel like the way in is with the people that you don't know.
Yeah.
Right?
Like Keanu Reeves in Point Break. You do it on your own. You can't do it on your own.
That was a mighty comparison.
Well, no. In the film, he starts out surfing, he gets beaten up. So.
Okay. Okay, on to yarn-related things.
Yes.
So like I said, Kelly is a designer here in the Bay Area. She lives in San Francisco. I've been to her home. She's an incredible cook. I felt like I had a gourmet breakfast when I was there. It was fantastic.
When was this? I didn't go.
No, you didn't go. This was a while ago.
It was before everything closed down.
Yeah. This is ages ago. I don't know, 2 years ago now. I don't know. But Kelly also designed this for me, and it was the very first design that, well, she designed it for everybody, but used my yarn. And it's a flower. And it's the first thing that my yarn was used for. So that was really, really exciting. And we showcased the pattern for everybody at Stitches.
I remember that.
I can't remember which Stitches. I think the Stitches in LA, but she's wonderful and I love her. So tell us your journey to becoming a designer.
I think it's a journey, I think, that took you got to consider like a very long period of time, right? So I learned how to knit in high school and did that, made some projects, and then didn't do anything with yarn at all for a really long time. I was busy doing other things and it didn't even cross my mind. And then when I started being home more, when my son was born, he's 9 now, so that'd be like 9 years ago. I was like, wow, I bet I could still do that. I don't know, let's see. So I had some old yarn left in projects that I hadn't done anything with. And so I pulled those out, and gosh, when you don't use a skill for years, it does not stay good, at all. So the first couple projects that I worked on, they were like kid-sized things, and I felt really good about them. And then I look back at them and I'm like, whoa, those are terrible. There's like little holes that you don't see until you go back later and you're like, oh man. And the color choices were also not good, but they were what I had. So fast forward a little bit, I got my feet back under me and then started looking at different patterns and made some things, and then was like, wow, none of the things that I'm seeing are the things that I want to be making. So I started to riff on a pattern that I had bought or make adjustments or things like that. And then eventually I got this idea that maybe I could just make one myself. So I think that's sort of the basic trajectory, I guess, of the idea behind it. And so the first few patterns I made were kid-sized, kid-related patterns that had, there was a hat and those convertible gloves, the ones that can, flip over fingers, and also like a little cowl. And they all had like the owl that you can make with a cable, like a simple cable, turn it into an owl and add some buttons for eyes, and a tree motif. The thing that I didn't think about though was this idea that when you create a thing that's like, wow, I love this, this is so great, it may or may not translate really well or easily into directions that other people will follow. And having never been a person who wrote patterns before, I hired a tech editor, who I would have hired one anyway, but I hired a tech editor who was amazing, but also essentially I paid for a course in how to write patterns in the process of writing these down. Because what seemed like, well, this is completely sensible, anybody could follow these directions, it seems like exactly the way the industry seems to lay things out. She was like, no. So we had a lot of edits, and in the end ended up with really, I think, solid patterns. But the process was really interesting to turn your head into the idea of not only writing instructions of how to do a thing, but within the conventions of knitting patterns.
And of course, the math involved in terms of, various different sizings is, it's not simple.
It is not simple. And it's another reason why it's really helpful to have someone who is really dialed into that as an editor who can help with that.
Oh, my question.
Yeah.
What do you draw upon for your design inspiration? I don't know. Often, we'll go with often. I look to things that I see in the natural world, or things that other people have made with cool textures that I think, oh, that could look really good in yarn, right? So here's an example of
the ladder. So this is I'll back up so that you can see this. This is a sweater, a shrug that I did. I don't know if it's, and
Yeah, we can see it. That's gorgeous.
thank you. And so the stitch pattern is really open and almost twisted woven, like, well, the inspiration was Ruth Asawa, the artist Ruth Asawa, and her designs of sculpture that are really open, and they're wire and looped wire, creating these big open, sometimes almost balloon looking forms. And so I saw that, I was like, that could be really great in a sweater. So that was the inspiration behind this one. For the earliest patterns with the owls in the trees, I mean, that's very much nature. The shawl that I did for stitches with Seismic Yarns yarn, that the name of that was Great Highway. So that was another, it's sort of the place where the sea and the highway and where people live all come together. And so that design has those different textures that evoke that.
Do you have that one nearby?
I don't. It's at Firebird still.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
I was thinking about that, and I was like, I really wish I had it, but you know, it got caught up in all of this, and I haven't been back to get it.
What are you working on right now in terms of designs?
I am, in terms of designs, I'm not exactly sure, but the project that I'm working on is with you, with the videos, to hopefully teach people how to knit at a distance.
Yeah, which is, so I'm so grateful for, Kelly. You have no idea how grateful I am, and they're coming out so incredibly well. So I absolutely love them. I feel
I'm so glad.
Your instructions and the way in which you've been filming your hands it's perfect, frankly. And I aspired to do it, and I just couldn't do it. So I'm so grateful. And that's gonna, you know, when those are finished, watch this space, because we'll put them up for everybody to be able to enjoy. So
yeah, I'm excited.
Really, yeah, right now when people come in and they're like, oh, I really want to learn how to knit, and I set them up with a little pack, and then I'm having to send them to some videos that I collected. And I have a particular technique that I like to use in the classroom in terms of teaching people how to knit. And now Kelly is putting that down in video, and just, you know, the way in which you explain things is so incredibly clear and concise. So I think that's going to be really, you know, it'll be COVID benefit, and it'll be long-term benefit.
We love both of those things, because hopefully it's not COVID forever. Yes,
yeah,
we're
no,
looking forward, right?
Yeah, for sure. So where did you grow up, Kelly?
I grew up mostly in Massachusetts. Yeah, so not near here.
When did you move to the Bay Area?
I moved to the Bay Area about 15 years ago. And before that, I was in LA for a good number of years. So I went Massachusetts, LA, Bay Area. Although that looks different because I'm pointing at different places. I know where they are on the map, but it's just the reverse of the video.
Yes, please consult an atlas if you're watching this. What did you want to be when you grew up, when you were a kid?
It really depends on like which period of time of childhood, kiddom, right? I was, I think there was a time where I was like obsessed with watching Jacques Cousteau, right, on TV. And I was like, I want to do that. I mean, which is of course not how most people who have that job spend their time, but that looked amazing, right? So like marine stuff, however you want to define that. But also I was one of those people who gets motion sickness. So being on a boat all the time is probably not like the best match. But you know, there's medication for that. Also, I think there was also a time when I wanted to be a translator. So specifically a translator at the UN, which I know is it's a pretty strange thing. So I realized that in order to do that, I had to know 2 languages fluently. And the second one was that was going to be in high demand at the time was Mandarin Chinese. So I went to college and I took it for a year, and I realized that this is probably not a thing that I was going to become fluent in with any great speed. So I moved on from that. And in the end, I became a lawyer.
I didn't know that about you,
Which part?
that you were a lawyer.
Yeah.
That's very weird that I don't know that about you. That's how much we.
Well, I don't lead with it. It's not usually a thing that people are super excited to hear.
That's the thing that Kelly and I geeked out about in the first instance is that this is Kelly White and my maiden name is Black, Kelly Black. And we were like, we were meant to work together. And,
We were.
And we talk about the ocean, and we talk about designs, and we talk about yarn, and we talk about a million other things. So, so you learn something new, right? And sweaters.
And sweaters, also sweaters, shawls, all the things.
Yeah.
You can ask that question.
Which one?
The-
Oh, this one. Oh, yeah. Okay. So if you had to eat one meal over and over and over again, it's another way of saying like, what's your favorite food? But it's harder than that because you would have to eat it every day for the rest of your life. And that's the
That
only thing you
sounds terrible. Terrible. I'm
does,
so
it does.
bad at eating the same
I'm
thing
very
over and
uncomfortable
over
with this
again.
question.
What's that, Tony?
I am uncomfortable with this question because it is a terrible decision. I wouldn't want to eat eggs for the rest of my life, not just eggs. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know, because I've gone through these periods of time where I'm like, wow, I'm super into this food. And then I'll eat it consistently, like for breakfast for a month, and then I can't eat it anymore.
Me too. Yeah, I can go through those.
It's over.
It's just
Like,
overkill, yeah.
well, I had an oatmeal phase a long time ago because it's over. Like our affair finished.
Well, you passed it over to me because I'm.
Oh,
obsessed with
okay.
oatmeal
Well,
right
watch
now.
out because it's a fickle one, I gotta say.
I'm getting your sloppy seconds.
So what's your favorite food? What's your food now?
You know, right now I'm super into. I'm not even sure the name for it. The salad that you can get at a Korean restaurant that's like super thin cucumbers, and there's sort of like a tangy sweet dressing that goes with it. So I've been making that a lot, but I never have enough cucumbers because, as we've said, it's such a good salad. And so I'll use other things like thinly sliced cabbage or things like that. And it seems to go really well with lots of things. I could eat buckets of that, but I don't want to because I really like it.
Mm.
Mm.
Kelly makes a good salad.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but Kelly can cook. I mean, really cook.
Oh, okay.
I mean, Tony can really cook, but you can really cook.
Well, I can't wait for all of us to be able to really cook together sometime. That would be amazing.
That would
Yeah,
be
I know. I can't wait. I absolutely
Miss
can't
those
wait.
days. I like
Oh,
this
yeah.
question.
This one's yours.
What's the last piece of music you listened to?
Oh, this morning I did some yoga, and so it's whatever they were playing on there. But I don't have an answer to what it was. It was very ambient and not particularly inspiring.
Okay. Was it plinky plonky music?
Yes, but like super high, do, 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 like that. Yeah.
Okay.
What was the last piece of music that you listened to?
That's a good question.
You wrote it.
No, it was we were listening to Johnny Cash
Oh yeah,
and the
that was
Nine
2
Inch
nights.
Nails.
That was 2 nights ago.
Oh, okay.
But we listened
Yeah.
to because I sometimes sit on the couch while Kelly's watching TV with my guitar, and I just very quietly plink along, and I was playing a 9 Inch Nails song which Johnny Cash covered called "Hurt." And I can
Oh, that's a
Interesting.
great one.
it's
That's
a
so
really
good.
song. Both versions are really good, but
Yeah,
But anyway, it's not about me.
it isn't, but I love knowing that
Yeah.
little tidbit.
Yeah.
Well, and of course, I always have like Billie Holiday radio station going on in the shop or Lord
Right.
Huron going in the shop because it's the only thing that I can listen to and really truly enjoy it always. Otherwise, I get bored. But it's just I don't know. it makes me happy every day.
Actually,
So,
the last piece of music I listened to was when I came to pick you up yesterday.
yeah.
Was a song by Blur called "Coffee and TV." I really like that song.
Oh, I know that band, but I don't know the song. I'll check
It's
it
a
out.
great song.
Cool.
Okay. What is your most annoying habit?
Gosh, so I can hear that my family is now up and awake, and I could ask them, but I'm not going to because I don't want to know. We've been spending so much time together, all the three of us, and like at this point, I'm pretty sure just even sometimes my breathing is annoying to one of them because it's just so much right now.
It is.
So, I mean, but I know I leave drinking glasses around the house. That's annoying. What else? Oh, I'm sure there's quite a list. So, but that one comes to mind.
Kelly leaves a lot of clutter around.
I do. I
Really?
do like, yeah, like I have spaces like behind my
Don't
desk
touch this. I'm going
here
to sort through this.
and behind
I
my
do that
desk.
too. Yeah. I haven't got there yet. 3 months later.
And so you mentioned that you learned to knit when you were in high school,
Yeah.
but you also crochet. When did you
Yes.
learn to crochet?
So I guess slightly before that, it must have been junior high. I learned to crochet at a terrible summer camp that my brother and I got sent to. We wanted to go, and then we got there and we're like, this was not a good request. Unfortunately, it was a short stint. It was about a week, and one of the activities was arts and crafts, like these things have, right? And the particular art and craft activity was taking like half a hand towel. It was like cut, and then you sort of stab holes in the top, and I know, with the crochet hook, and like crochet like a sort of triangular shape thing up the top, and then so that it comes like this, and then it comes up, and then you can put a button and stick it on like a handle of a drawer or something. Yeah, those. They were never good. They were never good in any way, really. But they did teach me how to crochet. So we'd start each line. It would be like, I don't remember what it was, but like you do your singles and your triples and your doubles. And I mean, I made a bunch of them pretty easily. So yeah, it was not a good camp. And it's funny because I think that I brought up this book because we've been going to the local bookstore a lot, my son and I, and saying like, hey, what do you got? And they'll like, show us stuff they've got like a half door, and they'll show us books and say, hey, what do you think about this? And we've been on the graphic novel thing. And so I had this book, and I was like, you have to get this, because it's called Be Prepared, and you can see her face. I know. So this was not like my camp, but it did speak to me in a way,
It sounds like
right?
it's really scarring.
I know. It's a great graphic novel. So, but yeah, that's where I learned how to crochet. And knitting was from my younger sister's piano teacher, Mary Shea, who can do pretty much everything. So she taught me how to knit, and she's now gone on to do this craft that's about embroidery, but with ribbon. So she makes these really impressive looking paintings almost with textured ribbons that she shows and does classes about.
Oh, wow. That sounds really cool. I haven't seen embroidery with ribbons before. I'm all about like embroidering on top of knitwear at the moment.
Isn't that great? Yeah, for sure. I've got a little stash of like the bits of yarn that I was like, ooh, that'd be good. You can create some flowers or leaves or something else. Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's in that pile that I'm going to sort through later.
Same. It's on my list of like, my 14 whips.
Yeah, totally.
Do you have a good child appropriate joke?
So we talked about this because I had a feeling you might ask me for a joke. And so Wyatt has a bunch, my son has a bunch, but we settled on a couple of number ones. And so the first one is, Why is 6 afraid of 7?
Why?
Because 7, 8, 9.
Oh, that's really good.
And if you want a second one that's
Yes.
also number related, okay. What did 0 say to 8?
What?
Nice belt.
That's also great. I never heard them before.
I
Oh,
heard the
good.
first one,
Had
but I
you?
hadn't heard the second.
Oh,
That's
okay.
really
All
good.
right,
It's really
perfect.
cute.
That's a good one. I have to remember those for kids.
Do you have any more little design items you want to show us?
Sure, let me dive over to my right and see what I have with me.
Okay. Nothing to see here.
Nice catch.
Hello, I'm back. So I have this shawl that I've done a lot of designs with Sincere Sheep. And so this is one of them. This was not the original color plan, but this is what I had left over once I had given her my sample.
Oh, wow.
So, so this has geometric lace in sections, and then stockinette if you go on this side. Sorry, but like I said, I was sort of that's why it's got all the wild colors. It's what I had left. This
that is beautiful.
Thank you. And there's tassels.
Gorgeous.
Oh, hello,
my
tassels.
gosh. I love tassels. And I love Sincere Sheep. Is that her Cormo fingering?
It is. Yeah.
I carry that in the shop. She's a phenomenal dyer, and I love the she has that base custom milled for her, so it's really special.
Yeah, it's really it's such a pleasure to work with. So it's really nice yarn, and it drapes really well in this design. So this is the Caravansary shawl. Let me dive down, see if there's anything else.
Okay.
Nice blinds.
She's awesome.
French blinds.
We're commenting on your decor.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Yes. And I have done a couple of hats. This one, I think you can see. This one I like a lot because it's like a concentric.
It's like a pine cone.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, that's what I should have. I'm gonna ask you for names next time. So, but yeah, it's a cute little hat.
It's adorable.
That's very nice.
So, yeah. And I mean, if you went to my Ravelry store, you would see that there are, aside from the sweater that you saw earlier, most the other items are more accessory and smaller sized. So hats and cowls and that kind of thing.
I love every single design that you have made.
Thank you. Also crocheted roses. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Kelly, thank you so much. Thank you for being a guest. Thank you for being my friend. Thank you for being an awesome designer. And
thank you both. It's so good to see you, Kelly and Tony. And we get to see each other's whole faces.
I know.
And hang out almost in real life. It's really, really good.
Kelly and Wyatt have been popping into the shop now and again post surfing. When, the air quality isn't at hazardous and, Actually, you did come on an unhealthy day. I think last time I saw you was just a couple of days ago, and it was not healthy. Quality was unhealthy, but at least you were out in the ocean.
It's so challenging right now with the pandemic plus bad air. But I'm so glad that the fires. It's really, the whole thing is just extremely hard right now. So. Yeah.
But at least we're safe. You're safe. San Francisco's safe.
Yes, so important.
The air.
So important. And looking forward to all of us working together to avert the climate emergency.
Yes, please.
Yep.
Let's do that.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Kelly, thank you again. And I can't wait to see you soon.
I know, same. Take care, you guys.
Bye, Kelly.
Bye, Kelly. Bye.
Bye. See you at the shop soon.
See you at the sop shop. Yep.
With your son, Wyatt, who we love.
Yeah.
He's adorable.
Good kid.
He's a cool kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some of the things we sell in the shop.
Yeah. So this is our segment. I'll never
Is that
do
the theme tune?
I don't know. I'm never going to do that again.
Okay.
I'm never going to do that again.
This is our product segment. Do 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 do. Okay, what are you gonna show for us?
Well, okay, so this is something that, you know, not every serious knitter is interested, or a serious crocheter is interested in doing the jumbo stuff.
Jumbo balls
But
of yarn.
this, I'm obsessed with it, and I have been obsessed with it for a couple of years now. I've had this in the, I've been open for 3 years, and I've been obsessed with this for 3 years. And this is Love Fest Fibers, and this is already felted, which is just fantastic.
I'm not gonna
Basically,
squish it, but it's really nice.
yeah, it's fantastic.
And actually, you can knit stuff really quickly with this. Watch
You
this.
can, it's so,
See, look at that. That's just amazing.
that was slick.
Do, 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 do.
So, yes, the basket I made earlier.
And it took you 45 minutes.
Yeah, it does take 45 minutes, I think, from start to finish to make this jumbo stuff. And that's probably why I'm so obsessed with it. Yeah, that's the
You just
bottom.
cinch it at the bottom there.
Yeah, that's probably why I'm so obsessed with it, because, you know, you don't really get a lot of time as a shop owner to knit, although COVID's given me a little bit more time. And so these were projects that I could finish really quickly. And I always loved the idea of bringing something that was knit as a hostess gift. So the last time we went to a friend of ours' house, I brought them a basket. So they take about 45 minutes to make, roughly, although it's the most inelegant process, because you're like
You have to use
pulling the
massive
yarn
needles, like the ones I just used then, those jumbo
size
needles.
50. Yeah, size 50 needles.
Oh,
And then you're like
drumsticks.
pulling on the yarn in order to make it as tight as possible. Because this is already felted, you can use it as a plant holder. I have some fake flowers in here just as a kind of example for the shop. And but you can make pet beds. You can put that down, honey. You're probably getting bored of holding that. You can make pet beds. You can make shower mats, and it comes in amazing colors. So the cool thing about Love Fest Fibers is that Britt Marie, who is the owner and founder,
She's a lovely lady.
she's wonderful. She's a wonderful person. She was an environmentalist, and she was, I believe, and I hope I'm getting this right, she was in Tibet and the Nepal area trying to help after the large earthquakes that they had.
Mm-hmm.
And basically she has a group of women in Nepal who hand felt all of the wool for her. So you can throw this in the washer machine, you can throw it in the dryer, it's already felted. It's just fantastic. And I love that it helps other communities and women in other communities. And it's fantastic. So I have a bunch of colors for this in the shop. And I also have a soft version. So this is great and sturdy for structured, if you want to make something sculptural, like a basket, etc. But this is her merino remix. And I believe this saves the equivalent, I think it says it on the label, make sure that I'm right, the equivalent of, I think, 10 of the plastic bottles. It saves them from landfill.
It's made of plastic bottles. I've
Plastic and
geeked
merino.
out of this before, but
Yeah, so it kind
it
of,
rescues 15 plastic bottles from being landfilled. Each
Okay.
ball.
so
Each 50 yards.
yeah, so isn't that fantastic?
You can't even see the plastic bottles.
Or feel them. I love that too, that this actually, you know, helps the environment. That's really, really very important. Let's do it where you can see the label.
Okay.
And I have a bunch of different colors in the merino relove as well. And that's really, really soft. So if you want something either soft underfoot, or
Like a
you're looking
blanket,
to
yeah.
make a blanket, or, you know, or if you're going
Something
to
you're gonna hold against you.
ski, and I have a cowl made
Ski.
out of
Gonna
this,
ski.
but my goodness, it's warm with the big jumbo. So it's basically
If you're going on a trip at the Arctic trying to find the Northern Passage or something.
This is the yarn
Yeah.
for you.
But
So-
what if you don't want to talk about yarn? Do you have any other products?
You're freaking me out.
Let's talk about soaps.
Let's talk about soaps.
Do-do-do-do-do.
So I've been wanting to expand. You know, of course, I started with the tiniest amount of stock, and then I've been like growing and growing. And there are a few things that I've, had as ambitions for the shop, which was to have like some lotions and soaps, and
Lotions and potions.
I want to get like some bath salts and also some candles, which I don't have yet.
Bath
But-
bombs. Remember bath bombs?
Do you remember that?
I bought Kelly a bath. I think I've said this. But you went through a bath bomb phase, and I would go to,
Bath bomb
we lived
phase.
in Bath in England, and there was a Lush soap.
It was
And
it
they
the
would-
first Lush, or
It was, I don't know.
Maybe the
No, I
first
think the
one.
first one was in London, but it was a
Yeah.
Lush soap. And they saw these coloured bath bombs, and I'd give you a bath bomb, you put it in. And then once I gave you a Christmas pudding one, which was
Yeah.
brown.
For those of you that don't know what Christmas pudding is, it's a traditional British.
It's traditional British pudding made of plums and suet, raisins, prunes. It's disgusting. But a lot of people like it in Britain, especially my family. And
It's
they
brown.
and it's brown. It's
like
like, it was like a
fruit cake.
brown ball.
And then it has like sometimes it has like frosting on the
Yeah,
top.
frosting,
like,
and you put holly on it. And Kelly put this bath bomb, and of course, this brown stuff dissolved in the bath, and you were screaming and saying, "It looks like I've in the bath."
Actually,
It was really
it got
hilarious.
like.
Whose idea was that to make a brown bath bomb? Anyway, let's talk about the soaps, Cal.
It was really hard to get off the bathtub as well. Do you remember? I totally
Yeah.
stuck on my bathtub. Yeah, it's not a good look. Ah,
Anyway,
how we laughed.
Yeah. people
So,
turn off.
I know.
Okay, let's talk about our soaps.
Okay,
We have
so
the-
this is from so last episode we interviewed Sarah from Wild Oat Hollow Farm, and
You're very strong smelling.
they are amazing, aren't they? So she utilizes the goat milk and local pressed olive oil, and
Oh, yeah.
she's also a herbalist.
This one is
And she
goat milk soap. Oh, it's lemony lemongrass.
lemony lemongrass. So she uses all kind of local ingredients, many of which are from her farm. She's also a herbalist, so she'll like infuse olive oil with various different kind of medicinal herbs. And I want you to shout out each one of the names. So I now have her soaps in the shop, and they're super reasonably priced. They're like $4, and she hand makes them all. Oh, and you should take the wrapper off. Like just slide it out and show how beautiful the actual soap itself is. Isn't that so pretty?
Nice. This one is called Earthy Eucalyptus Peppermint. This one is called Tea Tree Oil and Activated Charcoal. This one is called Franken Orange. Franken Orange. This one's called Green Thumb Gardener's Geranium Rose. That's
The geranium rose is my favorite. That's the lotion that I always use.
that
Don't
smells
they
of you.
smell amazing?
Lemon and lavender.
Show it.
Okay. Lemon and lavender. Cedar Nearly.
What
What's
is
that one?
it?
Cedar Noily. What's that? Nearly.
Let me take a look.
What is that? Nearly.
I'm acting as though I'll be able to see it.
And luxurious lavender.
So we now have these beautiful soaps that are, what's amazing about them, why don't you read the healing, they're organic, and they have
Healing ingredients: organic, pastured raised lard and goat milk, olive leaf hills, olive oil, and essential oil.
And so these are all like climate benefit products and organic, and they're amazing. And here are the lotions. And I have really sensitive skin and a lot of contact dermatitis, and I have absolutely no problem with these lotions and creams, and they're for your face and your body. So
Are they all the same?
yeah, no, different.
Different flavors again?
Yeah.
Oh, God. She's so busy. Lavender face. Oh, lavender face and body cream. Geranium Rose,
Yep, that's my fave.
California Bay and Mint.
My second favorite. Really light and fresh.
And this one is called Groovy Grapefruit.
Groovy grapefruit. Yep.
I like Lavender Face.
So I'm excited to have those in the shop.
And she was a good interview.
Oh, she's just
They're
a
all good
wonderful-
interviews, sorry,
they're a
didn't
wonderful person.
You're all
She's a
good
won-
interviews. We love you all.
So
But yeah, I just love interviewing all these people. It's nice.
it is
Feels
nice,
like we
isn't
visited
it?
someone.
Yeah, it does feel like a good visit. And I've already told like the Stitch group, we have a virtual Stitch group on Wednesday. We also have a virtual Stitch group on Saturday. And by the way, if any of you are interested in joining, it's open
4
to
till
everybody.
6.
So Wednesday is 5 to 7 and Saturdays are 4 till 6. And because the shop is now like physically opened, I'm kind of like popping in and out because of course if a customer comes in, then I exit the.
But we are open, yeah, we
Yeah,
are open.
we
Please
are
wear a mask,
open,
wash
yeah.
your hands, use
Yeah.
the assorted sanitizers we got around the
have them
shop,
dotted all over the shop.
and come take a look at our stuff.
Yeah,
Shop's looking beautiful.
thanks.
Carl.
Thanks.
I changed the light bulb in the chandelier as well, so it's
Yeah.
nice.
Thanks.
My big job.
Your big job.
I think we're done.
I think you did the trash as well
I
earlier
did.
today.
Yeah.
The construction is almost finished.
Yeah,
Like
yeah. There's
it's
no
like you can
polystyrene
kind of like
balls blowing around.
I
but
know you
but-
can. I can almost like see the light at the end of the tunnel, and we've gone from a really, really, really ugly
It was just unbelievable. The
1960s
dust.
strip
was-
mall
Yeah.
to
Oh, yeah.
something that's looking a little.
Yeah.
I think it might. I mean, I don't know whether I'm like glamored by the fact that it just doesn't look the same, but I think it might actually look cute.
It looks really nice.
It's been
they haven't
really
finished yet.
tough going. It's been a little over a year, and on some occasions the noise has been outrageous, or
Outrageous.
the dust has been outrageous,
Dust.
or
Luckily, the dust is only on the floor. It hasn't got onto stuff.
that's true, except for that front table.
Yeah.
So that was the one area where it was like, uh-oh, I better move the yarn from that because I don't want
Yeah.
anything to get dusty. So yeah, we have been fortunate that we've been, none of the yarn has been affected. So that's lucky. But I was affected.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
just
Anyway.
keeping on top of it.
Let's-
Anyway,
let's not talk about complaints.
we're
This is getting
digressing.
I think that's the end of our show
That's
for another
the end
week.
of our show.
Thank you for joining us. Next
Yeah,
week will
thank
be
you.
episode 19.
Yeah, with absolutely nothing planned, which is our modus operandi. It's how
Wow.
we roll. I think I've done this like 5 times. I need to never do that again as
Do
well.
that?
Yeah,
You do that a lot, though.
I do it a lot.
If we ever take
yeah.
photographs of Kelly, she always does this.
Yeah, it's my
Go-to.
silly face.
Go-to. Okay.
But
Have-
look at your fresh little baby
Yeah, I know.
face. Oh, look.
I'm going to be asked for ID all the time now.
Oh, so cute.
Okay. All right. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye,
See
everybody.
you next week.
See you next week. Or the week
Bye.
after. See you soon.
Doo-doo-doo.